Here we are. We're in Missouri City, Texas, in the private park here. And today we're going to talk about the system. Okay. The system, as everyone knows, is only protection for weaker people. It is not proof of sickness or hate in a person. Okay. So this is Jeeves, and we're going to report on the better worker. Most people in the system are the better worker. Okay. And as money goes down, the workplace harassment intensifies, especially when it reaches the schools and the public areas. Okay, better workers are wanted. Okay, and how you negate this is to know that the people who perpetrate the system are the persons who are perpetrating the true violent crimes. Okay, crimes against the public and crimes against children. Okay, and they like to say that, well, I'm not in a system, so I'm a perfect person, and I defend the system because the system has people in it that are violent and perpetrate crimes toward children. So therefore, I'm a good person. Even, and this is the part where they say I'm even better than a religious person in the system, and therefore you are a bad person because you're in the system, and I am 100% backed by my actions because I'm not in the system. Okay, this is not true. As our hiring managers and managers like myself know, fighting is a number one part of life. Okay, if you do not fight, this is how the cells made cell. This is how humans were created. If you do not fight, then most likely you are a rapist, molester, or violent person, or one who is an enemy of the public. Okay, I just went to the library a while ago. The little librarians and they're harassing people. They'll shut down the internet. Okay, they'll do whatever to keep a person that somehow they know is in the system. They're stalking. Okay, and they keep them out of the library when they go into the library and join the library. Okay, because they themselves are degenerating from not fighting. Okay, when you don't fight, okay, you become insane and violent. Okay, you start to go backwards. Everyone knows that how you deal with all this degeneration. You got the people who fight and don't fight, right? The people who don't fight believe in violence, and the people that fight believe in action and peace. Okay, so if you learn your language and your root words, okay, you will begin to go forward into action and peace, and not backwards into violence, okay, and insanity. Okay, so if these people who call themselves peaceful begin to become violent, then they should not be. This is the problem, right? This is what is keeping everything from developing. There are people who protect these people who they think are the more peaceful people who make the money in all the core society. They will go and they will fight and kill if that so-called peaceful person who's not in the system fights the actual peaceful person, that fights the actual peaceful person who's in the system, and they say, he's violent. Look, I got proof. The judge said it, not God, not you, not them themselves. From knowing this person, they say, hey, this person is violent. Uh, 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 I'm going to attack him. I'm going to tell this person to help me attack him because this is a criminal. You yourself, as a large person, are a violent person. If you want to defend that person, say you're defending a child, and you see a person who you think is in the system, and you fight the person who has been in a fight before, and you got to fight. The reason they have jails, okay, number one, is to contain and calm down the person who has just been in a fight and won the fight and fights all the time. When they contain this person, okay, he won't go out and be mad, okay, and go out and start to harass the people, okay. Now, if the person who 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 lost the fight did not go to jail, he would go out and start to harass the people because he would still be angry from the fight, and the people would be judging him. Okay, so you know the laws are made that way, and that is the truth about the system. There is no court action needed besides child support for this situation. Okay, so if you yourself, as a large person, okay, want to defend the person who you think is perfect, who says that this is a criminal, please help me. He's a rapist. He's a stalker. He's he's a rapist. He's a stalker. He's a child molester. Okay, your proof is not what is in writing. Okay, so your proof is in your judgment. Okay, the system is built upon keeping status quo, not the truth. Okay, the truth is the better worker does not harass the public. Okay, the better worker is a peaceful person, and the better worker is about action. Okay, the worst worker is about violence. Violence is being a person who is an enemy of a state. These are the peaceful people, who they like to call the peaceful people. Okay, enemies of the state are not to be defended by laws of persons or persons with guns. Okay, whether that's a extended family member of yours, okay, a work friend of yours, or a childhood buddy of yours. As adults, okay, you do not defend these smaller people, even though they may have held a job for a long time, okay, because that is called participating in violence. Okay, violence spreads and degenerates the public. If you want peace, if you don't want to deal with people who are harassing all the time, not talking all the time, talking in code and not expressing themselves all the time, okay, you do not defend these people who are not religious and say that they're perfect. Okay, this is G's here reporting, Jeeves, wishing everybody a good, eventful, and peaceful day.